Engelmar Unzeitig was a priest who died in a concentration camp during the Second World War after being imprisoned for speaking out against the Nazis in his homilies. He was born in 1911 to a German family living in modern-day Czechia. His father died when he was a child, and as the family's only son, he took responsibility for running the family farm. One of his sisters later said, "He had to work hard on the farm, but he often immersed himself in books. Reading was his hobby from an early age. He borrowed books from the priest and the Catholic Community Center. As a child, his grandmother would often read him articles from a magazine published by the Mariannhill missionaries, and at the age of 18, he entered the congregation of the Mariannhill missionaries himself. While his mother was very religious, it was somewhat difficult for her to accept his decision, but she ultimately came around and gave him her blessing. He was ordained on August 6, 1939, just before the outbreak of the Second World War. He is pictured here on the occasion of his first Mass, sitting next to his mother. He was assigned to a parish in the Sudetenland, an area of Czechoslovakia that had been annexed by Germany earlier that year. In his homilies, he frequently criticized Nazi policies and spoke out against the treatment of the Jews. In April 1941, he was arrested for making malicious statements and defending Jews. He was sent to Dachau Concentration Camp, joining 2,700 other clergy who were imprisoned there. He earned the nickname the Angel of Dachau for his efforts to help and comfort his fellow prisoners. He would spend the next 4 years in prison there. He administered the last rites to dying people and saved other prisoners from starvation by sharing his food with them. He studied Russian so he could minister to Russian and Ukrainian prisoners, working with other priests to translate the Bible and catechism for them. He also spent a lot of his time writing letters to his family. Around 60 of his letters were smuggled out of the camp and survive today. In one of them, he wrote, "God's almighty grace helps us overcome obstacles. Love doubles our strength, makes us inventive, makes us feel content and inwardly free. If people would only realize what God has in store for those who love Him." He also said, "Even behind the hardest sacrifices and worst suffering stands God with His fatherly love, who is satisfied with the goodwill of His children and gives them and others happiness." When typhus spread throughout the camp in March 1945, he was one of 20 priests who volunteered to nurse the sick. He contracted the disease himself. Out of the 20 priests who volunteered, only 2 would survive. He died on March 2, 1945 at the age of 34. The camp would be liberated only a month after his death. He was beatified in 2016 and his feast day is March 2nd. According to Pope Francis, he opposed hatred with love and answered ferocity with meekness. May his example help us to be witnesses of charity and hope even in the midst of tribulations.